If you feel constantly tired without a clear reason, it may not be from doing too much. It may be from forcing something that has already ended internally. When a cycle completes but the mind keeps pushing it forward, energy leaks begin. This video is not about quitting prematurely. It is about recognizing when persistence turns into resistance. Stay with this message. What is draining you may not be effort, but misalignment. Forcing often disguises itself as discipline, loyalty, or responsibility. You tell yourself you must continue because you started, because others expect it, or because stopping feels like failure. But the body knows when a cycle is complete. Signals appear as fatigue, loss of meaning, or emotional numbness. These are not flaws, they are messages. Ignoring them does not create strength, it creates depletion. When something ends internally, the motivation that once fueled it dissolves. Trying to revive that motivation through pressure only increases friction. You may push harder, but movement feels heavier. This is not because you are weak. It is because the internal agreement is gone. Energy flows where alignment exists. When alignment ends, effort becomes expensive. The exhaustion you feel is the cost of forcing coherence where it no longer exists. Many people confuse endurance with growth. They believe staying longer proves maturity. But real growth includes knowing when to release. Holding on past completion does not deepen wisdom, it delays it. There is a moment when continuation stops adding value and starts draining vitality. That moment is subtle. It is felt, not announced. Ignoring it turns commitment into self-betrayal. Forcing often comes from fear of emptiness. You worry that if you stop, nothing will replace what ends. So you keep pushing, even when joy and meaning have faded. But filling space prematurely blocks renewal. Endings create gaps on purpose. Those gaps restore energy and clarity. When you avoid them, you stay trapped in half-finished cycles that quietly exhaust you. Notice where your effort feels tight instead of alive, where progress requires constant self-pressure. These are signs of forcing. Alignment does not require convincing yourself daily. It carries natural momentum. This does not mean ease without effort. It means effort without inner conflict. When effort turns into tension, something has already ended beneath the surface. You may fear that letting go invalidates the time you invested, but completion does not erase value. It seals it. A cycle gives everything it can, then stops. Trying to extract more drains both you and the experience itself. Respecting an ending honors what it offered. Forcing continuation reduces it to obligation instead of meaning. There is a difference between challenge and resistance. Challenge strengthens you. Resistance weakens you. When something challenges you, energy increases with engagement. When something resists you, energy collapses despite effort. Pay attention to this distinction. Your body already knows it. Forcing happens when the mind overrides that knowing. Often forcing continues because of identity attachment. You are not just holding an activity, role, or relationship. You are holding who you believed you were inside it. Letting go feels like losing yourself. But identity evolves through release. What drains you is not the ending. It is clinging to an outdated version of yourself. When you stop forcing, guilt often surfaces. You may feel lazy, irresponsible, or ungrateful. This guilt is conditioned. It comes from equating worth with endurance. Resting from what ended is not failure. It is recalibration. Energy must return before direction does. Skipping this step leads to burnout disguised as productivity. Forcing also disconnects intuition. When you override internal signals repeatedly, sensitivity dulls. Decisions become heavier. Confusion increases. This is not because you lost clarity, but because you stopped listening. Ending what no longer fits restores signal strength. Clarity returns when effort and alignment meet again. You may notice that imagining release brings relief, while imagining continuation brings pressure. This contrast matters. The nervous system responds honestly. Relief does not mean escape, it means truth. Ignoring that truth teaches your system that its signals are unsafe. Respecting it rebuilds trust within yourself. Endings are often quiet. There is no dramatic collapse, just a gradual loss of energy. Because it is subtle, people miss it. They keep pushing out of habit. But habit is not alignment. Slowness allows you to notice what no longer responds when you engage. That noticing is wisdom forming. Forcing creates a false sense of control. You believe that by pushing harder you prevent loss. In reality, you delay transition. Control cannot revive what is completed. It can only exhaust you. Letting go does not collapse your life. It reorganizes it around what still has energy. Notice how much energy returns when you stop negotiating with something that is finished. Even without knowing what comes next, your system relaxes. This relaxation is not stagnation. It is recovery. From recovery, clarity can form without pressure. Many people fear that releasing one thing means everything will unravel. But systems collapse from overload, not from completion. Ending what drains you stabilizes the whole. You do not need to know the replacement yet. Space is productive when respected. When forcing stops, silence may follow. This silence is not emptiness, it is integration. Old motivations discharge. New ones are not online yet. This gap is necessary. Skipping it recreates the same pattern in a new form. Pay attention to what feels lighter when imagined without justification. That lightness points toward truth. Alignment does not argue, it settles. The mind may resist, but the body recognizes coherence immediately. You are not behind for needing to stop. You are precise. Ending on time preserves energy for what follows. Ending late depletes it. Precision is maturity. Forcing keeps you busy, not fulfilled. Fulfillment comes from resonance, not persistence. When resonance ends, persistence becomes noise. Letting go does not mean doing nothing forever. It means pausing long enough to feel what is actually alive. Movement that comes from that place sustains itself. The next direction will not require forcing. It will invite participation. You will feel engagement without self-coercion. This is how you know alignment returned. What you release now creates capacity. Capacity attracts clarity. Clarity restores energy. This sequence cannot be rushed. If something keeps asking for effort but gives nothing back internally, its cycle is complete. Respecting that truth prevents long-term exhaustion. If this message reflects where you are, you may already know what you are forcing. You do not need to explain it. Just acknowledge it. Awareness completes cycles. If you stayed with this until the end, comment, "I'm releasing" below. Naming release reinforces it. And if this journey resonates, stay connected. Real alignment begins where forcing ends.